Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Andrea and currently being quarantined in Boston, where I'm hoping to be reunited with my parents, but first self-quarantining in an Airbnb for a couple weeks. So that's where I am now. I wanted to make this video because a lot of people are now transitioning their work culture into a digital landscape and having a lot more digital meetings. How you prepare for those calls is just different from how you prepare for a regular day at work. And the angle that I'm taking today is just on makeup and hair, how to actually do your makeup so it's perfectly tailored towards a Zoom conference. And just hope you guys are doing okay. I know this is such a tough time for everyone, and we will get through it. Trying to focus on the positive here despite the levels of anxiety that I've been feeling, and yeah, there you have it. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I'm gonna do is use flamingo wax strips on my face. I love these so much because honestly, as a Bulgarian person, you know, it's been really tough fighting my body hair my whole life basically, and flamingo is the only at-home wax strip that I like, and they are not sponsoring this in any way. I just literally love them so much. So yeah, I love flamingo. And ooh, so cute. This part of the video is gonna make everyone cringe. It's actually not that bad. It's really not. While these kinds of details won't really be evident in a Zoom call, doing these things like cutting my nails, sometimes painting my nails, and this, it just makes me feel more put together. I think it's really important to just kind of dress as if you are going to the office, and the rest will take care of itself. Done with the details. The thing about a Zoom call is you're gonna put on makeup as if you're putting on very natural makeup, but for a stage. So as a former performer, and maybe other performers out there kind of understand, when you're on stage, obviously you're pretty far from the audience, but even if you don't want to put on like crazy, like bright blue eyeshadow and stuff, you want to seem like, you know, just a regular, normal character, you're still going to put on like twice the amount of bronzer, twice the amount of blush, like put your concealer on a little thicker, because you have that distance from the audience and you want them to be able to see your features. Sort of similarly with a Zoom, that camera is going to flatten you out, and the blur and the low quality is really going to flatten you out, and so you really want to add some dimension to your face. And because people can't see your in-person color and see, you know, your cheeks blush or whatever, you want to just add that color sort of inorganically. So to start off, the Glossier primer. Wow, this is terrible, 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 terrible. Putting that on my face. A huge part of my job is doing calls like all day. So I know how important it is to really look your best, and on that Zoom call, obviously, how good can we really look when we're in the middle of a pandemic? Next, like I said, you really want to make sure to put on makeup that is full coverage. Act as if you are, you know, performing on the stage. So what I use is this hourglass stick as a concealer and sort of base. If I have a really bad skin day, I cover, you know, a lot of my face in it because I have a lot of dark spots. But I mean, you might think that my skin is imperfect, but actually this is a good day for me, so I won't have to use as much of it. I put first under my eyes, then I put, you know, on these spots as they come. You're probably like, you missed a spot, but honestly, this is good for me. My skin looks really good right now. Like, you should be grateful for what you have, because it ain't always the case, honey. So now it looks a little uneven because I've only put this in sort of those sore spots, but now I'm gonna go through and use my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. Great thing about Zoom is it really does act as a natural, just automatic blender, because you can't see anything. So I just put this on to sort of blend everything together. And this brush, by the way, is amazing. It's like the airbrush brush from Sephora, airbrush something. I can find out. Just get really deep in the hairline. Put it on my freshly waxed stash. This is honestly how it's gonna look on Zoom, because Zoom is so and video chats are so blurry that you don't need that granular level of detail. I use a Sephora powder, by the way. I used to never use powder because I was like, you know, it makes it so cakey, right? Like there's no way powder, because I have dry skin already, it's gonna make me look so crumbly. And there was this one Sephora like makeup artist who was like, no, powder makes it look like real skin. That's what it's meant to do. And lo and behold, it does. Like that's what it does. And then I use the Lune and Aster. Ooh, this is not good. Lune and Aster Bronzer Blush Duo. And again, because it's Zoom, you're gonna wanna put on a little more than you normally would. I mean, don't go crazy, but to be perfectly honest, like everything gets so flattened out and so blurred out from a video chat that no one will be able to see the beautiful contour you've done unless it is truly significant. My camera fell, so if this is different, sad. I actually couldn't find my mascara, but I'm just gonna curl my lashes because I have one of those lashes, lashes that are like really straight, like very long but very straight. So if I curl them, it actually makes a huge difference. There you have it, makeup for Zoom. When it comes to your hair, you really wanna try to have your hair down because if you have your hair up on a video call, you just look like you don't have hair. And that's fine if that's the look you're going for, but typically it just looks more professional if you have your hair down and it frames your face better and you have more contrast to the background. Sometimes your face can like blend into the background if you have your hair up. So be sure to have it down. And then in terms of attire, want to have a high neckline because otherwise you can kind of look like you're naked in a Zoom call. But let's go ahead and see how this looks in an actual Zoom. All right, so here you guys have how it looks in the actual Zoom. And you can see that everything's kind of blended out. It's very like grainy. You can't see a lot of detail, but see how important it is that you really just put on the contour and the blush because it really does make that difference. And now you can see how much dimension it adds. Then in terms of lighting, you don't want to sit with the window behind you because then you're going to be backlit like this. What you want to try to do is be in the light with the window facing you. Something I want to note is the way your lighting will affect your face in very different ways. So my nose, I have a very strong nose. And so if I sit with light coming from this direction and framing half my face, then the shadow creates this very angular look. And I don't like how that looks. It's just more jarring. So the light coming directly on you is going to really soften your look and just smooth everything out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Andrea. I put out videos related to work, lifestyle, things like that, and would love to hear any feedback that you might have in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks guys. See you next time. Bye.